Alright, you guys, so welcome back and thanks for tuning in to Get Your Vibes with Ren. You already know it's your motherfucking girl Serenity Tiara, but you can call me Ren. And yeah, I forgot to say aka the Tarot Fairy, aka your fairy godmother, but y'all already know that, period, okay? So for my upcoming videos, I'm more than likely just gonna go live like this because I've been having a hard time with like pre-filming and then having to edit and all that other stuff. Basically, my phone storage is just not where it needs to be. And I'm not about to pay to get no extra storage, and I do not have the funds right now to get a camera. So yeah, also I did recently get a new intro, but with the song that I chose to put over it, it got copywritten. So I decided I'm just gonna pay for a whole brand new intro because I kind of wasn't feeling the intro that I got anyways. Like, I liked it, it was cute, but I felt like it wasn't really me, and I was just kind of settling for it because I didn't want to be a hassle pretty much. But I've decided that I'm just going to wait and just purchase a whole new one again. So once I do that, then I might start pre-recording again so that way I can add my intro to my videos and things like that. But being that I don't have an intro right now, no ways, I just decided to go live. Okay, so anyways, y'all should be able to tell by the title what this video is, you know, gonna be about. If y'all see me looking up or looking out, it's just because I'm looking outside of my window right now. But I'm gonna try to make this quick because I just made some food and your girl's hungry. But so yeah, it shouldn't be too long. But I know y'all are probably wondering, like, how, like, what is the anatomy of the soul? Like, how can you break down the anatomy of the soul? And basically what I mean by that is just you know, like the layers of the soul, right? Because our soul, it comes in various different forms. Okay, we have different layers to our soul. So I have some notes here. So I'm going to be looking at my notes and just going based off that pretty much. Okay, so first of all, your soul has three layers. Okay, it has three layers, and within those three layers it has three more layers that kind of, you know, goes into oh, I'm sorry, I meant to say we have two layers, and within those two layers we have three layers that kind of coincides with both layers, right? So we have our higher self, and then we also have our lower self. Okay, um so within our higher self and our lower self, I know y'all are probably wondering, like, you know, what is that if you never heard of that before? Your higher self is pretty much just the part of you that makes, I don't want to say the right decisions because there's really no right or wrong or good or bad. But I'll say your higher self is the part of you that makes decisions based off who you want to be, right? Who you see yourself becoming in the future, the things that you value, your morals, your goals, things like that. Though that stuff aligns with your higher self, okay? Your lower self is the part of you that you may not like very much. It's the part of you that you may, you know, try to hide from people, the part of you that, you know, your quote unquote flaws, your, the part of you that makes, you know, wrong decisions or just decisions that keep you stagnant, that don't take you further. Okay, so within those two, I guess, layers, we have like a middle layer, right? And within that middle layer, there's like three different aspects to it, okay? Or three different, I guess, personas, however you want to call it, to it. And they can fall within either your higher self or your lower self. It just depends on you know, it just depends on the situation and your circumstance and how you perceive a certain your perception, pretty much. Okay, so that middle layer holds your inner child, your shadow self, and your ego. Okay, so everyone should know what your ego is, right? Your ego is what comes through the most. As human beings, we think that our ego self is us, as far as, yes, your ego is a part of you, however your ego is not your full self, right? Your ego is only what you show to people, pretty much. So I'm just gonna start with inner child. Okay, so your inner child is basically you know, I mean, it pretty much self-explanatory. Your inner child, it holds your fun, it holds your excitement, it holds it also can hold trauma, it also can hold you know, beliefs that you thought of, that you were taught growing up, and you know, just different things like that. Okay, your shadow self now, and I'm gonna get more in depth with everything, but I just kind of want to give a, you know, basics basic understanding of everything, and then I'll go deeper. But your shadow self is what holds your fears. Okay, though your shadow self is are the aspects of you that you don't show people, the aspects of you that you don't necessarily like. Okay, your shadow self can be a good thing though, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Okay, now again, back to the ego. Your ego is the part of you that you like to show people, right? The part of you that stands out the most, that comes through the strongest on an everyday basis. Okay, so, and obviously this is a live video, so there's not gonna be no cut, no, this is raw and uncut. Okay, ain't gonna be no editing, nothing like that, so y'all just bear with me. Okay, I'm gonna put this right here actually. Okay, so all of these aspects of you are here for a reason. Like I said, none of it is necessarily good or bad or right or wrong. Okay, when it comes to your inner child, right? The reason why I say all of these aspects can go either within your higher self or your lower self is because, again, it depends on how you it depends on your perception of things. Okay, and it depends on how you want to look at things and how you want to decide to go about things based off your perception. So, like I said, your inner child is what allows you to relax, pretty much. It when you feel, okay, so basically I'm just going to go into like, how do you know which aspect of yourself is coming to the surface. So you can tell that your inner child is coming to the surface if you feel relaxed, if you're having fun, if you're, you know, doing something that you enjoy doing. Okay, if you're having a feeling of nostalgia, if you are you know, just in good spirits, that can be your inner child coming through, right? But there can also be, you know, the lower aspect of yourself from your inner child coming through, where you feel triggered. Okay, and you feel triggered because your inner child, like I said, holds the beliefs and the morals that you were taught from a baby up until now. A lot of us, and you know, most people should know by now, Like, we were all conditioned from the moment we came out the vagina, out the stomach, however you was born, the moment that you came to this earth, the moment that you took your first breath, you have been conditioned to think a certain way, to act a certain way, to be a certain way, okay? And your inner child holds that. For example, if you went through abandonment as a child, right? You can oftentimes feel triggered by that now as an adult. If people don't text you back, if people don't, you know, talk to you every day, if people don't show you a certain level of attention, you might have that inner child coming through, and that's causing you to feel abandonment because that's what you grew up with. You kind of see where I'm going? So yeah, that's the inner child, okay? So for your shadow self, how to know that your shadow self is coming through to the surface. Your shadow self, basically, you can tell that it's coming through to the surface if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel nervous, if you feel shy, if you are having a fear about something, if you are disappointed in yourself, because whatever, that can be signs of your shadow self coming through, because these are things that you hold within you. That's why it's called a shadow self, because you hold them in the darkness. You don't want people to see that you might be a little weird in real life. You don't want people to make fun of you. Why? Because that's a fear. You don't, like, I don't know, but there's a lot of different things, that your shadow self holds, and it's going to be different for everyone, obviously, but it pretty much just is, how to know that it's coming through is, like I said, if you feel like nervous about things, if you feel like nervous to act a certain way, shy to act a certain way, if you know that you get around certain people and you feel like you have to like quiet your energy, or if you get around certain people and you feel like you have to kind of switch up your energy, that's you putting your energy within your shadow self, because you don't want these people, you feel like you can't act how you normally act around these people. That is your shadow self, okay? Now, again, back to the ego. Your ego is here for protection, okay? Yeah, that's pretty much that. Your ego is here to protect you. It it gives you your sense of self, right? It holds your independence. It holds your wants. And these can all be, like, your wants and things like that. These can be based off of your inner child and your shadow self, right? So your wants could be tainted within your ego, right? So yeah, I think I already kind of went into why your inner child can be good or bad. I didn't really touch on why your shadow self could be good. The reason why your shadow self is good is because as we get older, you want to allow your shadow self to come out more. You want to allow yourself to dive within yourself and look at your shadow. Look at the things that you don't like about yourself. Like, let's say, for instance, you're not a very good reader, right? So you avoid reading all the time. That is you putting your shadow self to the back burner because you're avoiding this thing. You don't want this thing to come out. You don't want people to clown you because you can't read. Again, that is a fear. Okay, but it's good to have that, because now, and most people realize this as they get older, But it's good to have that because you'll grow to learn that, you know, it doesn't matter what other people think about me or how other people feel about, me. It's about how I feel. So you will start to allow your shadow self to come through more. You might start to go within and see and say like, hey, I don't like this about myself. I don't like that I'm lazy. I'm a procrastinator, okay? So now you see that. So now you're actively trying to revert that thing that you don't like, if that makes sense. You see that you're not a good reader. You see how it makes you feel when other people clown you for reading. So now you're going to practice reading at home because you want to get better. And you're gonna read it in front of people more because you don't want other people's feelings to hold over you. So, and even though people may clown you and you know what's to come, what may come from that, you're still going to allow yourself to read in front of people because at the end of the day you're doing yourself a service because you're helping your skills, you're allowing your skills to grow, and you're allowing your confidence to grow. Your shadow self is here to show you what you are not confident about and to now push you to become confident within it. That is your shadow self. Some things in your shadow self you cannot change about yourself. If you are a weirdo and you like to just burst out in song, okay, you might not like to do that in front of people. One day you might just decide, you know what, I don't care who's around me, I'm gonna just burst out in song. That is now actively building your confidence to where you don't need to hide the weirdness within you. You don't need to hide your shadow, okay? So your shadow self is here to show you what needs to come to the light, pretty much. Your shadow self is here to highlight what you're afraid of, what you're fearful of, and to think to yourself, why am I afraid of this? Why am I fearful of this? Why am I not confident in this? And a lot of times, again, it always goes back to the inner child. A lot of times you're not confident about certain things, again, because of how you were conditioned, because of how people made you feel as a child, okay? So not only are when you allow these things to come through, not only are you healing your shadow self, but you're also healing your inner child, which is then going to allow you to have more fun in life, going to allow you to live more freely, which is going to allow you to be more confident, okay? So you see how they all kind of like coincide. So again, back to the ego. Your ego can be good because, like I said, it protects you. It you know your ego is what hides your shadow self in the first place, right? Because you want to feel protected. You don't want these people to hurt your feelings. So I'm not going to do this thing because I don't want these people to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to reach out to this person because if they don't respond back to me, I don't want to feel humiliated, okay? That is all a part of your ego, which can be a good thing. However, it can become a bad thing because it can allow you to stay stagnant, and it can allow other people's feelings to truly rule over your life and truly rule over who you're meant to be in this life. You can if you stay too attached to your ego, you won't allow yourself to truly ascend into the person that God wants you to be, into the person that you even want yourself to be. Okay? So, so I went over what are they, how do you know that they're coming to the surface? Again, if for your ego to know that your ego is coming through to the surface, you might be putting on a little front. If you feel like you fronting a little bit for people, if you feel like you're trying to, make yourself sound better than what you actually got going on for people, that's your ego coming through because you don't want to be embarrassed. You want to feel, you want these people to think that you want people to look at you and go, yeah, they doing a damn thing, but you might not have all your shit together for real. That's how you know your ego is coming through. Anytime that you feel yourself protecting yourself or you're doing something to protect your feelings, that is a part of your ego. Another part of your ego that I don't want to fail to mention is your ego can hold expectations, right? So another little example, if you, let's say you have a preference in dating, right? Let's say you have a preference in dating because you just think that these certain type of people are just so attractive to you, right? If you don't allow yourself to go outside of what you feel may be attractive, you could be missing out on what is, first of all, attraction is a human trait, right? As humans, we feel attraction and things like that. But as a soul, as a being with a spirit, right? There's certain things that attract our spirits and our souls, and they might not always be attractive in the the regular human's eye. They might not always be attractive to what you feel is attractive. And if you don't allow yourself to see those people for who they are, or even to explore as to why I may be attracted to this person but I'm not actually attracted physically to this person, then you're allowing your ego to take over that situation. Because why are you attracted to this certain type of look in the first place? That's something for you to think about. And why won't you give this other person a chance that you feel in your soul might be right for you, but they don't have the look that you want? That's your ego coming through, because your ego wants to protect your expectations. Get it? Okay. So, okay, so now how to embody, you know, I'll say how to embody your higher self, because I think everyone wants to ascend, everyone wants to grow, even if you're not doing the actions for it. Everyone in the back of their head consciously wants to be a better person. Even you can be the worst person in the world. Everyone wants to feel righteous, okay? So, how you can embody your higher self, and basically just meaning how to feel better about yourself overall, is basically by balancing, all of these aspects of yourself. Understand that you have an inner child that gets hurt at times. Understand that you have a shadow self that you want to hide at times. And understand that you have an ego that you want to portray certain times, at times, okay? And in understanding that, now question why, you know, why do I feel this trigger? Why do I feel this pain? Why am I scared of this? Why do I want to portray myself as this? And normally, like I said, normally it starts with your inner child. It'll come from your inner child and how you were conditioned and how you grew up and things like that. And within doing that, I call that going within the darkness, going within your lower self, to now come into the light of now becoming your higher self. Because you have to understand your lower self in order to be the highest version of yourself. You have to see the darkness of those aspects in order to know what is better for you, or what feels better energetically for you as a human being, okay? But like I said, all of these aspects of you, they're all here for a reason. So don't neglect one for the other. try to really balance all of these aspects. Allow yourself to have fun and be in your inner child. You don't want to always be in your ego and feel like you have to be macho man or macho woman, and you doing, all these great, abundant, materialistic things. Allow yourself to just be free sometimes. Allow yourself to put yourself in the place that you were when you were a kid, when you had no bills to pay, when you had no issues to worry about, when you had no fears really. And allow that to come through at times. That's gonna push you to not only allow your shadow self to come out, but to allow your ego self to rest. And that's going to ultimately put you at a higher frequency, and you're going to vibrate higher and align more with the things that you truly want in life, with your true morals, with your true values, the things that you truly believe in that may not have nothing to do with other people. Like, and when I say that, I mean, the things that you truly believe in that somebody else may think is crazy or may not understand, or may put down. But the reason why people do that is because they can't see their selves. They can't understand. They're scared to go within their darkness, to now come out into the light of their selves. They're scared to do that. So they're going to point the finger at you and say, no, you're doing something wrong, because you're doing something that is out of this matrix. You're doing something that is out of the conditioning that we have been taught. So that's just a little food for thought. I really hope that this video made sense. I feel like when I get to talking on here, I always like kind of go in circles. I'm not great at speech and just talking about things, because I have so many downloads and information in my head that tries to all come out at once. But this is me embracing my shadow self, right? Because some people might think, what is she talking about, or she sounds dumb, or you're going back and forth between the topics, or you're going in circles with your talking, and I may be doing all that, but there's somebody out here who really needed to hear this, and there's somebody out here who will understand what I said. So I really hope that y'all understood. I hope that y'all enjoyed the video. Again, this was really just to try to learn how to embrace all of the aspects of yourself, and ultimately just vibrate at a higher frequency, so that way you can align with the things that you want in life and the things that God has set out for you. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of going to be like a start to I guess a little series that I'm going to do. The next video that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go more in depth with the light and dark energies, with the higher vibrational and lower vibrational energies that we all go through and have as humans. So that's why like this video was kind of like broad, because I'm gonna keep going deeper and deeper and deeper pretty much every week. So make sure that y'all stay tuned, period.